Social Welfare Minister Okram Henry appealed to protect persons with disabilities from COVID-19 on International Day for Persons with Disabilities. And India's COVID-19 tally crosses 95 lakhs with over 35,000 new cases reported in the last 24 hours. Recovery rate stands above 94%. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Afternoon Bulletin. I'm KANEL SHAMBANDURAM. To stay protected from coronavirus, wash your hands frequently, wear your masks properly and maintain a safe distance. Now the top stories and latest news at this hour. Manipur joined in the observations of International Day for Persons with Disabilities today. Social Welfare Department organized the event at its complex in Takialpat. Speaking on the occasion, Social Welfare Minister Okram Henry has appealed to take necessary actions by the relevant NGOs for the welfare of the person with disabilities amid the tough time of COVID-19 pandemic. Relief items were presented to various organizations working for the welfare of the physically challenged individuals.
Honorable CM sina he haibadona agoi humanity abak tawsi humanity service tawsi haibadu makni aduna hojik me sotharaba singi tengbanga na tawriba mayam smaina disabled singi karawai da mateng banga di phagadagi haibagi wakhan sileida changjaliba mission ni haitare government su tawaya ba scheme makhan khoi launch tawna ba sinjagani madugi mathakte skill development program mayam khoi atop tawkna ba su sinjari khoi punamakse amaga depend tawnaraga karamaina afaba society ma production da tunghan minase hojikan se mobile order ko juk oibanina mobile app ko mama semaga karai da kai torisi ge se monitor tawba ngamna ba madugi system so khoi thuna launch tawba.
Social Welfare Department Ngangom Uttam has appealed to allocate some percentage from the MLA and MP Local Area Development Fund for the welfare of the physically challenged individuals. He said aid under Chief Minister Sotharba Singhi Tengbang for 5 months will be provided from today. Acknowledging that persons with disabilities require disability certificate to avail the various benefits provided by the government, the Social Welfare Director said block-level camps will be organized to issue certificates once the pandemic subsides.
CMST ki hamanga ki paisa aikoina ngasi dagi aikoi project khairaga aikoi kapthok pa horani laibak thibadagi leigidaba kaidauba yauba masing se aikoina khangdoknaba survey ama soikoi hujik chathari lockdown se hanga abanina khara kom thora abanina karigumba SOP ji khajiktang relax tawrakpa taragadi chief medical officer singa aikoina khusam naraga aikoi UDID card disability certificate se phangnaba campaign mode ta amu changjan minasi kaino district ki natraga project ki akoina kem tawraga changjan ba natraga di masana application tharakpa ngairadi aikoi loiba naigadaba mandre.
Physically challenged individuals have to express gratitude for providing them essential items even though the celebration of International Day for Persons with Disabilities has been subdued owing to the pandemic. Speaking on the occasion, State Platform of Disabled Persons Organization President Muhammad Yunus Khan appealed to open a separate directorate for persons with disabilities, which is their long-pending demand.
Hanadi International Day of Persons with Disability Tomatam disabled mayam chida Kudon Krapi Losanba, Ademai Apamba Kari Legero Hambida Maitareda. Nasidi Jam Nova Mayunchum, Maitara disabled organization mayam Jakana Krako Virasumagi, the Haji would Pendamatam Jetan Awaba, the Makata Prakari, Bujagi Habdo, Adu question Kayama, Kanan and Tormo Pantok Paitare, Masiam Nungai, Manipurgi, when Hauji Pendami Matam Katanata Matam Kama, the right to person with disability Act 2016, the Piriba, rule Sekimapung Sarabangam Dabaja, full from Honningi, a disabled singi, Tamumator Pomatam, the Minu Ubachi, Kayuma Matam Sanabe or any field of Pomatam, the social department had Ubi Vitari, any type of disabled Guinea Hitar, being the Loma, whether social department, the Salon Harpatare. See, any department of disabled singi, right sound lay mogi, percentage and among Yauri, Magic Hangiraga, I go Hajit labor or never CM. The department could make the disabled right lay my percentage lay, Maramaduna Hariba, right among percentage, Moikota, the Mapumar Tangadabani, Hana, or how much is you
Secretary of All Manipur Recognized Private Schools Welfare Association Infalt notified that Class 10 pre-board examination for ongoing session will be held on the 4th week of January 2021. Bihar police has handed over 2 suspected cadres of prescribed KCP MJC. They were arrested from Chanakya Chowk, Jogbani in Bihar in possession of 3 explosives on the 29th of November. The arrested persons are one self-styled finance secretary of the prescribed outfit, 32-year-old Longjum Arjun alias Naubi alias Ingba Maite, son of Eld Budhi of Samurung Makhalekai, and self-styled assistant finance secretary, 31-year-old Naurim Dilip alias Wangamba, son of late and Dolendro of Singjamai Makha Naurim Laikai. A team of Manipur police went to Bihar to bring them back on the 30th of November. Police team along with the arrested persons arrived in Infalt this morning. Marking the occasion of the National Pollution Controls Day, which falls on 2nd of December every year, RE Eco, Biobags and Go Green Group gave awareness on I Am Not Plastic compostable carry bag to women vendors of Nagamapal, Singjamai, Lumfield and Pisumd markets. Carry bags made by RE Eco were distributed to the vendors. Distributions of appreciation certificates amongst the staff of Raj Bhavan was held today at Raj Bhavan. Dr. Najma Habtullah conferred appreciation certificates to 9 staff of Raj Bhavan in recognitions of their sincerity and endeavor in their own field of work within this COVID-19 pandemic. The awardees includes Nisha Khatumd, Monisha Khatumd, S. Inautond and Gojend, Shri V. Achimsand, Justin Golmai, Golmai Amu Kabui, Mohammad Humayun Kabir and C.H. Ibomcha. Well, now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you updates on coronavirus cases in India and the world. We will be back with details after the break. Until then, keep watching Impact News. Welcome back. After the break, you are watching Afternoon Bulletin. India's COVID-19 tally has crossed 95,34,964 cases, with 35,551 new cases reported in the last 24 hours. Country's recovery cases have reached 89,73,373 and recovery rate has improved to 94.11%. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, that toll has reached 1,38,648 and active COVID-19 cases have come down to 4,22,943. Maharashtra is still on top with above 89,000 active cases of COVID-19, followed by Kerala with above 61,000 active cases. Globally, coronavirus has infected above 6,48,65,000 people. Above 1,04,99,000 people have died and recoveries are above 4,49,61,000. United States of America is on top with more than 55,71,000 active cases of COVID-19, followed by India and Brazil, while China, from where the pandemic started, is at the 72nd position with just 266 active cases of COVID-19. In the northeast states, Assam's total confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 2,13,171, out of which 3,519 are active cases. Tripura's confirmed COVID-19 cases are 32,792, out of which 552 are active cases. Manipur's total confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 25,390, out of which 3,162 are active cases. It is to be noted that Manipur has the second highest active cases of COVID-19 in the northeast states. Arunachal Pradesh's COVID-19 tally has reached 16,320 and active cases are 778. Nagaland's COVID-19 tally is 11,254, out of which 723 are active cases. There are 686 active cases of COVID-19 in Meghalaya, 291 in Mizoram and 300 in Sikkim. European regulators have to criticize hasty UK approvals of Pfizer BioNTech's COVID-19 vaccine, saying their longer approval process was safer. In an unusually blunt statement, the European Medicines Agency (EMA), which is in charge of approving COVID-19 vaccine for the EU, said its longer approval procedure was more appropriate as it was based on more evidence and required more checks than the emergency procedure chosen by the UK. The EMA's comment came hours after the UK became the first country in the world to approve the drug developed by Pfizer and BioNTech for the use. Fourth round of talks between central government and farmers' representatives will be held in New Delhi today. The third round of talks between the centre and the farmers remained inconsultative on Tuesday. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal and Minister of State for Commerce Som Prakash represented the centre at the meeting. During the meeting, Minister Tomar emphasized the government is fully committed for the welfare of the farmers. Speaking to media, Agriculture Minister reiterated that the new Farms Reform Act were brought in the interest of farmers. He asserted that if farmers have any objections to those acts, the government is all set to discuss with them to address their concerns. Tomar urged the farmers to refrain from launching protests as it affects the citizens. Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has set up a task force for preparing a roadmap on imparting technical education in mother tongue. The task force set up under the chairmanship of Secretary Higher Education will take into consideration the suggestions made by various stakeholders and will submit a report in the month. The discussion was taken by the minister at the high-level meeting held yesterday on imparting technical education in mother tongue. Secretary Higher Education Amit Kher, IIT Director, academicians and senior officials of the ministry were present in the meeting. The agenda of the meeting was to discuss and deliberate regarding the implementation of NEP 2020. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken to Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu E.K. Palaniswamy and that of Kerala Pinarayi Vijayan on the situation prevailing due to cyclone storm Burivi in the two states. In tweet, Prime Minister Modi has assured all possible support from the centre to Tamil Nadu and Kerala. During telephonic conversation with Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, Prime Minister Narendra Modi discussed the conditions prevailing in parts of the state due to cyclone Burivi. He also prayed for the safety and well-being of those staying in the affected area. Home Minister Amit Saha also spoke to Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu and Kerala today in the wake of a cyclone Buravi. The Home Minister informed that the several terms of NDRF are already deployed in both the states. Afghan government and Taliban representatives reached a preliminary deal on Wednesday to press on with peace talks. It is their first written agreement in 19 years of war and welcomed by the United States as a chance to halt the violence. The two sides had agreed on the three-page agreement codifying rules and procedures for their negotiations on the political roadmap and comprehensive ceasefire. The agreement lay out the ways forward for discussions but is considered a breakthrough because it will allow negotiators to move on to more substantive issue, including talks on a ceasefire, even as Taliban attacks on the Afghan government forces have continued unabated. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo congratulated the two sides on the perseverance and willingness to find common ground and added that the United States would work hard with all sides in the pursuit of a serious reductions of the violence and ceasefire. Key players include the Quads, Qatar, who is hosting the talks, and neighboring Pakistan, whose government and military have helped put pressure on the Taliban to bring them to the negotiating table. Also welcomed the agreement, which Doha called a milestone. The Taliban were ousted from power in 2001 by US-led force for refusing to hand over Osama bin Laden, the architect of the September 11 attack on the United States. US-backed government has held power in Afghanistan since then, although the Taliban have the control over wide areas of the country. Now the news from the world of sports. 14th match of the 7th Indian Super League between Hyderabad Football Club and Jamshedpur Football Club resulted in 1-1 draw at the Goa's Tilak Maidan Stadium last evening. Both the teams could not secure any goal in the first half. Hyderabad Football Club's Aridan Santana scored one goal in the 50th minute and Jamshedpur Football Club Stephen Eze scored one goal in the 85th minute of the match to end a draw. ATK Mohun Bagan Football Club will meet Odisha Football Club in the 15th match at Goa's Fatodra Stadium tonight at 7:30. And Dheeraj S. Ranjan, T.H. Bodist and Ingsand will play for ATK Mohun Bagan, and M. Thoiba, L. Premjit and W. Ronaldo will play for Odisha Football Club. Old Manipur Football Association AMFA will hold an online coach education course under the aegis of All India Football Federation AIFF in the third week of December. Press release from AMFA informed those interested coaches to give a confirmation through WhatsApp or email and may inquire also AMFA General Secretary for further details. A late comeback late by the fast bowlers helped India bowled Australia out for 289 for a 13th-run win in the third and final ODI match at Manuka Stadium in Canberra, in Australia yesterday. The win helped the tourists and the series on a positive note as Australia clinched its 2-1 after having won the opening two matches in Sydney. In the match, India won the toss and batted first. India made 302 runs for 50 overs with 5 wickets down. Hardik Pandya and Ravindra Jadeja made 92 and 66 runs. respectively in the inning, responding to which batting second Australia made 289 runs for 49.3 overs with 10 wickets down. Australia's Aaron Finch and Glenn Maxwell made 75 and 59 runs respectively, while India's bowlers Sardul Thakur took 3 wickets in the inning. India's captain Virat Kohli reached the 12,000 ODI runs mark in 1 day to become the quickest batsman to achieve the feat in only 242 innings, compared to Tendulkar's 300. India's all-rounders Hardik Pandya's bagged Player of the Match title, while Australia's batsman Steve Smith clinched Player of the Series title in the match. Well, that's all we have in this bulletin, but before we wind up, let's take a glimpse at the headlines once again. Social Welfare Minister Okram Henry appeals to protect persons with disabilities from COVID-19 on International Day for Persons with Disabilities. And India's COVID-19 tally crosses 95 lakhs with over 35,000 new cases reported in the last 24 hours. Recovery rate stands above 94%. Thank you so much for being with us. For more news, you can also follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. Until then, have a great afternoon and stay safe.